Well, hello everybody and welcome to the studio. And today for the interview I'm delighted to welcome Tricia Woolfrey. Now Tricia is a coach and a trainer and an author with a particular interest, I think, Tricia, in working with people in business, professional people.
Yeah, I deal with a lot of professional people, especially those who are overworked or perhaps stressed and have a lot on their plate, and really helping them to get through it in a much easier way.
That must be a big problem in business. I remember when I was working in big corporations,
Yeah.
a lot of stress and a lot of overwork.
Yeah. And I think it's more these days than it's ever been before as well, because of the recent economic problems with people trying to achieve more with less. So people are under more and more pressure all the time. So how do they maintain a level of performance or increase a level of performance when those pressures are upon them? So, I think it's a very, very common problem.
Now that's interesting, because that says to me that and I think this is true for a lot of the coaching that I've heard talked about, that it's quite a one-dimensional process of the organisation trying to coach its staff just to achieve more results. And the sense I get from our conversation together is that you come from a very different place. We've spoken about this, and you've got a very broad range of skills that you bring to the coaching room.
Exactly. So, because I actually work with different sets of people according to whatever their needs are, whatever their problem is, I address it in a different way. So what I've done is, in order to bring that to the professional community, I've developed something that I call the Ahead for Success coaching program.
Ahead for Success.
Ahead.
Ahead. I like that.
Ahead. Do you
Ahead.
get it?
So, like, I've got a head for success.
Yeah, or I am ahead for success.
I am ahead for success.
So
Nice
exactly.
one.
So that took a little bit of working out, but
I
it
bet.
works perfectly, because
Yes.
the H part is looking at all of the factors that might be impacting somebody's ability to perform.
Right.
So what I've got is a 5-dimensional coaching model that looks at everything that might be impacting somebody's ability to really excel. So you don't have to be underperforming, but just be able to perform at your best with much less stress. And that doesn't mean that the person has to be stressed, but usually they are when they come to see me, or they want to achieve more with less, something like that, or they've got a goal that they want to move towards.
So I get the sense from some people I've spoken to about coaching that they feel that needing a coach is a symptom of failure in some way. And I don't think that's the case either, is it?
No, I think this is very English, and it's really a shame, because most of the successful people actually have a coach, and the way that they've got there is because they've got a coach. In America, it's very common for people to have coaches, and all the successful people that I know have had coaches to help them get there. So it's a means to being more successful. It's like having somebody on your team who's there as your champion to help you move forward, help you to see the wood for the trees, help you know what your priorities are and how to get there. So to me, it's fundamental to someone who's really serious about success.
So, and I imagine for someone, the more senior that someone gets, the more difficult it is actually to find an individual to speak to, and then I imagine a coach then can become a real source of support for an executive, for example.
Absolutely, and the higher up you go, the more difficult it is, because it's actually quite lonely up there, because you're the one that has to be telling everyone what they need from you, and you have to be reassuring, and you have to be strategic. So having somebody there who you can actually talk things through and evaluate what are the options available and how to approach it, or sometimes just having someone to talk to about certain things that are challenging is really, really effective. It's a very lonely place when you're at the top, and you just need that extra help to get there.
So it's powerful.
To stay there.
And stay there.
Very, very powerful. Yeah.
Now you mentioned that your coaching model is did you say 5-dimensional?
5-dimensional.
Wow. Well,
yes.
I'm fascinated. What are the 5 dimensions?
I'm going to tell you.
Here's your test. Here's your test
Here's
for the
my
interview.
test. So there are 5. The first one is clarity. So that's getting the clarity on what it is you want to achieve, why you want to achieve it, what is stopping you getting there, what are the enablers that you have to get there, why you want to get there, what are your priorities and next steps, but also strategies that you might need to be able to get you to where you want to go. So that's clarity. The second one is skills, making sure that you have the skill set to do it. And that means either within yourself or hiring in the skill set. because we can't be everything to everyone, which is why it's always good to have a coach. You can't be everything to everyone, so looking at where you need to hire in and how to hire in as well. A big problem is how to hire effective people. That's where a lot of companies go wrong. So providing them with a skill. So I work on things like leadership, influencing, time management, emotional intelligence, a whole range, presentation skills, which I've just written a book on, by the way. So a whole range of areas that help you to have the skills to be effective, including business skills. And then the third area is mindset. So that's having confidence, that's having being positive, and just being able to be solution orientated so that you're moving forward in the right way. So that's all around the mindset. And actually the mindset is often a block with people, definitely going up the ranks, because it becomes more and more risky the higher up you go, or if you've got your own business, of course the risks are huge. And then the stress resilience, that's the fourth dimension. So we all have times when things don't go quite as planned, or there are pressures or economic challenges, and how you respond to those challenges is really, really important. So responding to, rather than reacting, responding to them so that you're getting through them much more easily and coming out the other side much wiser and stronger as a result of it. And then the fifth dimension, which is really very unusual for someone to do coaching to be able to do this as well, is looking at health and energy. So really having the stamina to go through it all day after day after day and delivering and delivering and delivering. You need to be firing on all cylinders. So what makes me different to everybody else, apart from my business skills and my psychological skills, is I'm also a nutritionist. So I work on the whole person multidimensionally, because we're all multidimensional beings. So that's what really sets me apart from other people.
I think that's fascinating, because you not only it seems to me that you've got a fantastic amount of business experience at a very senior level, which is quite unusual in the coaching world from a lot of the coaches I meet. Which is plus you've got a holistic view of the coaching process, which has enabled you to pull something together, which is a very full model, and very powerful model, I imagine, for coaching success.
Exactly, and that's why I'm really pleased about the Ahead for Success program, because it really pulls everything together. It's holistic in the very practical sense. So I say that it's strategic, tactical, practical, supportive, and holistic. So not kind of floaty, but very much grounded in the here and now. So it's been very, very effective, and it sees things through. So not just kind of telling someone how to do something or making them come up with it, but making sure those things are happening, and then fine-tuning so that the person is able to implement on a day-to-day basis.
That's important, isn't it? And I must say, from our conversations, the sense I have of you is someone who is very practical and very down to earth and no nonsense, I would say. Which is,
and I bring humour into it as well.
And humorous,
so
yes,
I like to have all of those things, because I
Yes.
think it's a no-nonsense attitude is important. You have to be empathetic, of course, but also you need to be able to say things that some people are a bit nervous about saying, because if you want to add value, you have to be very honest with people.
Yes.
But my solutions are always very practical, because sometimes what people want someone to do is like, well, how on earth is that going to happen in this environment, in this culture that we're in, and so on. So I make it very practical for that person within the context of their work. And I like to bring a bit of humour in as well, because sometimes it gets all too serious, and not that I think everything is fabulously funny, but sometimes humour kind of enables us to see things in a more creative way.
On the note of practicalities, I was wondering if you had, let's say, a top tip that you'd like to give our viewers, which would be something they can hold on to for the rest of the day as they go through their working day.
One single top tip. Okay, so if I had one top tip, it would really to have clarity over what it is you want to achieve in anything. So if it's an in-the-moment thing, something you want to get from a meeting, have clarity about what you want to achieve rather than what you want to avoid. Because when you think about what you want to achieve, then that helps all of your behaviours to wrap around that, so you're much more likely to be able to achieve it. That would be it.
That sounds like really good sense of advice to me.
Yeah.
I will take that
Practical.
forward into my day. What is the title of your book?
The Presenting Coach.
The Presenting Coach.
Yes, and it's available on Amazon.
Wow.
Already.
Tricia, thank you so much for joining me in the studio today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. That's it. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.